Hi guys, my name is Jenny, and my partner Josie's gonna present about the phylum Nemertea today. And I will briefly explain about the phylum Nemertea, move on to their morphology and nervous system. And from reproduction, Josie's gonna take over and explain more about digestive systems and subphylums. So the phylum Nemertea, which is also known as ribbon worms or proboscis worms, um, has approximately 1,300 known species. They are primarily marine and benthic organisms, but very few species inhabit in freshwater and damp terrestrial environment as well. Many of them are carnivores, preying on invertebrates such as worms, clams, and crustaceans, while some act as scavengers that feed on dead, decaying organic matter, like remains of dead animals and plants. And they are very closely related to annelids, mollusks, and lophophorate, which could be their sister phyla. Um, so morphology. They vary in size from 1 centimeter to several meters and possessing a soft, unsegmented ribbon-like body with bilateral symmetry. They have a ciliated epidermis and layers of circular and longitudinal muscles, allowing contractile movements and morphological adaptation to their environment. A key distinguishing feature for Nemertea is definitely proboscis, which is an irreversible, retractable feeding structure unique to Nemertians that is used for capturing prey. And Reconsale is also a unique feature, which is a fluid-filled mesodermal cavity that houses the proboscis. As you can see in this picture, the blue indicates Reconsale. And the red tube right here is proboscis. Since this is such a unique and interesting feature, I'll go ahead and go in more details. Um, so proboscis plays a crucial role in prey capture. It is often covered in sticky mucus and has a sharp stylet to stab prey and secrete potent neurotoxins before retracting the proboscis to draw the prey into their mouth. It can be extended using hydrostatic pressure generated by muscle contraction and can coil around the prey. As you can see right here, Merdia is their proboscis is everted out to capture the prey. Now they're gonna retract it back to bring it close to its mouth. And the Rickenseel, a true xylem entirely contained within the mesoderm, houses the proboscis and differs from coelomic structure by being positioned above the gut rather than surrounding it. Here is a quick video of Nemertea hunting prey with proboscis for better understanding. So Nemertea is using proboscis right here, capture the prey. Now it's gonna retract it back like that, which is pretty interesting. And their nervous system includes a brain composed of 4 ganglia located at the anterior end around the Rickensale. In some species, the brain contains hemoglobin acting as an oxygen reserve. They also have ocelli, which is a simple eye spots, appears in pairs, multiple of 2 on the interior portion of the body. Right here, this. And additionally, lateral nerve cord right here, connected by transverse nerves, providing a coordination and movement. Right, and from here, Josie's gonna take over.
The reproduction of Nemertians was both asexual and sexually. When Nemertians reproduce asexually, they do this through fragmentation. The Nemertian will split into fragments and then regenerate their entire body. Oftentimes, they will use mucus in order to assist this regeneration and act as a protective layer from the wounds from where they fragmented. Most Nemertians are dioecious, where they have separate sexes, either being male or female. However, there are some cases of simultaneous hermaphrodites where they possess both reproductive organs. The gonads themselves consist of mesenchymal tissue, which are stem cells important for development, and the gonads are orientated alongside the intestine sides. These gonads will hollow out and enlarge in preparation for breeding, where they enlarge in order to accommodate the egg from the female or the sperm from the male. The actual reproduction process itself occurs in a mucus pile, where the Nemertians will form a knot mess where they will then reproduce and use mucus in order to assist this process. When it comes to the development, the egg is cleavaged in the cleavage holoblastic and spiral, where the egg will divide into smaller pieces in a spiraled orientation. The macromeres and micromeres, which are cells that help with this cleavage process, will invaginate or fold inwards in order to form a coelogastrula, which has a central cavity. With the digestive system of Nemertians, they possess a complete gut, where they have a mouth on one end and then an anus on the other. The foregut, located near the mouth, is lined with mucus-producing cells. Like mentioned previously, the Nemertians will produce mucus in order to help with movement. Then their midgut is lined with the vacuolated ciliated columnar cells, which essentially increases surface area. This also helps with movement as it increases the surface area and allows them to contract their muscles in order for them to move around. Food is moved around by the cilia and muscle movement, so when Nemertians eat, they have to help their digestion, and this occurs while they are in movement. So, since they have a carnivorous diet and are mostly predators, their digestion is split into two steps. First, digestion begins through endopeptidasis, which is just a quick digestion process. And then it is completed through exopeptidasis, which occurs in the midgut and is done so intracellularly. The nutrients from the digestion are then absorbed by the cells lining the intestine. The class of the Nemertians have two main classes. First, the Paleonemertea, which is the more primitive or older and is less diverse. This class is pictured on the bottom, labeled A, and as you can see, it is less developed and the features are less explored. And then the second class, Neonemerta, which is then further divided into two subclasses. First subclass Pelagiophora, and then subclass Haploneonemerta. With subclass Pelagiophora, it is the more developed of the two, so the features are again further developed and more complex. And then also during development, this subclass possesses a larval stage, while in subclass Haplonemertea, they are smaller and less developed. And during development, it is distinct, or it is direct, and the larval stage is indistinct, so it is not as prominent. Haploneonemertea is pictured to the right, labeled C. For our test questions, we have first, what is the specialized feature to this phylum used to capture prey? And the answer would be the proboscis or the rankle seal, which is the accompanies teeth. And for our second question, are where are the gonads located? And that will be alongside the intestines. Now here are our sources, and thank you for listening.